This is the story of a little balloon that flew really high on May 1st, 2016, and what it took to get it there. But the story can wait until we're in the air, so let's get launched first. We're on the edge of a field in southern Minnesota. I'm holding the payload, and Griffin is holding the balloon. Griffin counts down and releases the balloon, and then when there's no more slack on the line, I go ahead and release the payload. Now this is a windy day on the ground, and the wind has suddenly shifted direction, blowing the payload into an old oak tree. Payload doesn't want to leave. Balloon does. Balloon wins the tug of war. We're off the ground finally. More or less successfully. Let's go ahead and look at that beginning picture again. So what we have is a weather balloon filled with just the right amount of helium, tied with a long string to a parachute, which is then tied with a long string to the payload. Here's the payload, and it's 3 devices. The GoPro is on the bottom right. On the top is a spot trace GPS tracker that sends its location to a satellite and then onto a website. And on the bottom left is the flight computer. So back to the flight. While we're flying, let me tell you a little bit about what the flight computer does. It reads GPS, altitude, temperature, and pressure every 6 seconds. It stores all that data on a micro SD card. Then once a minute, it radios packets of information down to a radio network on the ground and then onto a website. So that's how we track and chase the balloon. The whole payload, including the parachute, is about 1.5 pounds. Pretty soon the balloon leaves the 15-mile-per-hour winds on the surface and enters the calmer layers above. We've been counting on these calmer layers to give us lots of rise time rather than get in the car and chase it time. Now from about 30 to 40,000 feet, the balloon hits the coldest temperatures, today about 55 degrees below zero Fahrenheit. Last week in 80 degree below zero, the GoPro battery quit. So this time we used a larger battery, insulated it nice and cozy, and the GoPro worked for the whole flight. Finally, over 2 hours into the flight, we are reaching the upper layers. We're going to be above 99.4% of the atmosphere. It's warmer here at about 18 degrees above zero. And finally we get up to 110,315 feet, our highest ever flight. The Earth is curved from up here. If you look at the horizon, you can see the blue haze of our atmosphere. And when you look up, all you see is deep black. Well, there's not much left to do except for the balloon to pop. And then the parachute will bring us safely down to, unfortunately, another waiting tree. To learn more about this hobby and how it's done, and maybe fly for yourself, check out www.balloonchallenge.org. Thanks for watching.